Good evening and welcome back. So today I'm really tired, but I want to put a bit of work in nonetheless. But first, before I do anything here, I want to show off something else that I was working on. Over the weekend I created a Twitch bot for my channel, and this is kind of the UI for it. Most of it I can't save and clear this here yet. There's a lot of stuff missing, but it works, and we have a few commands that we can test out. For instance, stuff that already was in the old bot is stuff like time. It shows off the time that we have, and I didn't add new stuff in yet. It's basically all the commands that were in before, so stuff like lock should be working, but it's now using my own bot. And so far I haven't changed much. Let me check something. I think I wanted to add something, and I'm not sure if I added that. Let's see. Did I finish adding that? Should work, even though it's giving us a few issues here. Yeah, it's giving out the wrong text, but let's try this.
Apollyon 6K hugs at greet. Give PLZ at greet take NRG.
Okay, so it looks a bit strange, but yeah, now that I need to clear that up a bit. And it used this here, basically. Yeah, that's a command I added. The hug wasn't in there before. Yeah, that's kind of what I did. It's written in C#, because that's the language I'm using for programming most times. But hello. Did I? Are you sure? It's not doing the @ signs properly. But I want to add stuff to it over time and also use it for saving the chat, saving the logs if anything goes wrong and stuff like that. So just so that I know what's going on. Need to clean this up slightly because it's giving messages that I don't need. But otherwise okay, let's jump back in here and try to get something done, even though I'm not really fit today because I couldn't sleep over the weekend. On Saturday because I was playing D&D and talking to people way into the night, and on Sunday because it was way too hot on Sunday, so I couldn't sleep because of that. So I'm quite tired, and I won't stream that long today. And I also didn't sit down and figure out how to best approach caves, so we are not doing that today. So let's jump over here and try to do a bit of work at least. Let's see. Oh, and let's get some music in here. Let's see. Yeah, did they unlock new stuff already? Earlier I was looking and there wasn't new stuff unlocked yet. Oh. Interesting. Wait, is that the new stuff? Free for the months. That's the stuff I was looking at. Let's see. Liquid material. What is this? Interesting. Okay. Looks interesting. I mean, some of that I already have, but maybe I can add a few things to the game that I wanted to add at some point, but like the drag input so that you can drag something open, even though we don't have kind of feedback where we can see the hand move to the door, open it, and stuff like that. Something I wanted to have, but that looks interesting. Yeah. Not sure if I will use that, but I mean it's free, so I'll get it anyway. Oh no, let's not add that to the cart. Let's buy that now. I think I'd look at this and was thinking of maybe buying it. Not for this project, but for something else I was working on at some point. Okay. What is this? Okay, what did they add to the permanently free stuff? Oh, okay. Okay. I was looking at stuff like this at some point and wanted to create it myself, but if I have this here and I can use it, it's fine. And this is interesting as well because I can use parts of it and try to integrate with my stuff. The rest, yeah, okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, this is nice if you start out in a game, but I already have most of the stuff, so I might not use it. Because it needs to fit with my kind of style that I added for my assets. Okay. It's quite warm today. Again, let's see. What do we have? 28, 27 outside, and inside here as well, because the sun on my walls most of the day, so they warmed up quite heavily. Be right back. I need to take a short break. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I needed to let some air in here because it was getting hard to breathe. But it's still way too warm. So okay, what am I doing here? Pushing it out slightly like this. Thank you for the donation. Oh, yeah, it's still up. Strange. Should have stopped already, but yeah, thank you. I was watching. I want to figure out what the new stuff is for this month, and then buy the trees because they're not that expensive. So, thank you. But why didn't that? That's something that I need to tell the bot to do. Figure out if someone donates stuff and register those. But get a hug. I created a bot over the weekend to kind of throw Nightbot out at some point. But at the moment I'm just using it for my commands basically. It's even able to speak, but at the moment the message is still wrong. So let's not tell you.
Apollyon 6K hugs at greet. Give PLZ at greet take in RG.
Yeah, there should be your name, or there should be a specific name there, but would be like this.
Apollyon 6K hugs at greet Mr. Games. Give PLZ at greet Mr. Games take in RG.
Yeah. Sounds a bit strange, but when it's reading out the emotes and stuff like that, but it's the wrong message anyway, so there will be no emotes in the next message that I'm putting in. But I can't change that now because it's running at the moment. And it has a few issues on reconnecting. The thing is that I'm using a microphone that usually takes up only stuff that's in front of it, but it picks up other stuff from around it at the moment. I'm not sure why. I need to change a few settings there. So the audio is coming out of my speakers, but it worked at some point that it didn't do that. I'm not sure. I need to change my sound system a bit, or get a proper sound system, to be honest. Because what I have here is just simple desktop sounds and not really a streamer setup sound-wise, apart from the microphone. Even though the microphone is not really a microphone for streamers, but it's a singing microphone. So there might be something that I need to set up where it's standing and stuff like that so it works properly. Yeah, at the moment I'm just using the standard audio device, which is my speakers. So I need to set it up differently so it's coming out only on the stream. But sound setup and all that stuff is really not my expertise, so I might need to sit down with someone and go through all of that, fix a few issues that I have there. Set this to dirt. I'm streaming at 720p, 60 FPS. And so far, I didn't have a lot of issues with it. Yeah, but the viewer, the player for Twitch shows a different resolution sometimes, because that's the actual screen size that you have it on. So that's why it shows a different value there. Okay. Still a bit over here that I can fix, but let's see. Let's fix that, and then I think I will try to fix a bit of stuff on my bot. Then kind of stop with that for today. Because I'm really tired. Hello. How are you? Hello. So you con Coco? Hello. Mindgap Games. Hello. How are you? Okay. Then we definitely need to put some roads to these houses, but I'll do that later. Let's see. Okay, this we can. Yeah, I think this will. I will do today because I need to move these pieces up slightly. The rest should be fine. Let's see, is there a gap here? No, there isn't. Okay, good. On the prototype that you downloaded from Discord, that's not good. Let me think. Did I? It's quite an old version. I need to upload a new version soon. It said in the engine. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Now I know what you're asking. So you want to load a game. You need a save game object to do that. Save game blueprint. And there cannot save all the data that you want. cast fails. Let me check. My game instance. Where do you do your save and load game? Do you do that on the game instance, or do you do that on the game mode, or where do you do that? I do mine on the game instance because that's the only kind of part of the game that's always available, that's always there. Once you start the game, you have the game instance. No, where do you do your actual saving and your actual data, and where is your save game object? I'm also doing mine in the menu, but I'm calling this event here on the game instance or the load game. Because that's basically what I'm doing to save and load my game. But as far as I know, the important part is for the save game is the where is it? Save game to slot for the save game instance, and the specific slot name that you're using. If you have an autosave, then you might have just one name for your slots. If you do different saves, then you need to set the name every time. But you need to have this save game object here, and that's the save game instance that I have here. It's my save game blueprint. What I would do is see if the correct name is set for the load game when you load your game, and the correct user index is used, and it's loading the right instance. So just if it's doing that, just do a debug and print out some data from the save game and see if that's doing anything. If that cast here fails, then you need to make sure that the save game name okay, so this cast fails for you. Then you need to make sure that your save game name is correct. The slot name. Maybe it's not finding anything in that specific slot name, So the save game is not there, basically. It wasn't saved correctly when you try to load it. And if you go to your engine and then to save in the saved folder of your project into saved games, there you should have the saved games with the names you put in there. And if it doesn't create any names here, then that's the first issue. Then your save game part doesn't work correctly. If it's not loading those correctly, then you need to make sure that the names are correctly in there. Yeah, I'm doing that as well. I have a game config save for stuff like that. I'm doing not really doing FOV and mouse speed at the moment, but volume settings and stuff like that. Yeah, it's at the moment it's just volume. That gets saved there. Yes, I do that in my game menu. And it also works, so let's see, let's open this up. That would be my options menu. So those are the options I can change. So resolution, window mode, VSync, resolution scale, view distance, quality, and all those quality settings that you have. I could go deeper into them and break them apart, but I'm just using those at the moment. And I'm kind of setting them by kind of the index that I put there. So those have kind of a slider, as far as I remember. Yeah, there's I think there's a slider, and then let's see, do I have options array? What's that? Okay, that's not the right thing. You can use the get game user settings and then set the overall scalability, set view distance quality, full screen mode. But for most of them, you need to apply graphics settings after that. Let's see, apply graphics settings, which is apply settings, which is also part of the game user settings, and then for video settings, confirm video mode, and then save those settings. That's all part of the game user settings, which are nodes that I didn't create, but came with the engine. Yeah. And okay, for sound it's different. You can resolution scale, all that stuff. It's all on Git game user settings, and then you can see what options you have there. There's a lot of stuff here that you can use. Let's see. Yeah, you can get a lot of stuff. Then set load settings, save settings, reset, and all that stuff. So it's quite useful. That's on settings here. If I go from this node. Okay, this is just navigation stuff here. Yep. But in some cases, give the users the option to turn off grass, for instance, because it can bog down their system and kind of their enjoyment in the game. Even though if removing grass and small bushes and stuff like that gives them a bit of an edge, it might also give them a few more frames per second so that they can play better. But it's all kind of depends on the game and on the setup. For instance, I have a lot of grass here, but this is not a multiplayer game and there's no combat at all in this game, so it's not an issue to have that much grass. Not yet. I haven't done that yet. It's a bit more complicated as far as I saw it, but should be possible to do at least. No, I'm not adding multiplayer to this game. Nope. Then I'm really not getting this game done in the next 5 years. No, I have another idea for a multiplayer game that has similar mechanics as this one, but is kind of designed for multiplayer, but not this game. It's an enum. But you need to listen to key presses and all that stuff for them to change them properly. I'm not sure how this stuff is saved. The input stuff here. I need to look into how to kind of access those and then change those. Okay, thank you. Yeah, but you need to have the kind of listen to keyboard and then keyboard press and save that for the specific thing. So, but I mean, it's not difficult to do. It's just something to set up at some point. Ah, ah, there we have it. I'm not on 421 yet. I'm still on 420 because I have a few plugins that have some issues or are not updated properly, and I haven't changed the engine version yet. I might need to do that soon because there are a lot of nice things in 421 that I want to use. Even though I heard 422 is still a bit unstable, so I'm not jumping over there yet. At least for plugins that I'm using that are updated properly. Oh, those are my things here. Let me see. I think I have this roughly set up already, but it's not. Let's see. Controls. Yeah, but it's not set up yet, so it's. I haven't done anything with it. It's prepared, but not done yet. Because I kind of stopped working on the options menu at some point and jumped to something completely different. And because I was still adding in mechanics, so I needed to add stuff here and needed to figure out what I wanted to do. Yeah, but they're not really connected, are they? No, this is filling combo boxes. Yeah, they're not. There's no functionality with them yet, as of yet. So yeah, if you have a screenshot or something like that, or a link, put it on the Discord. I'll look into it. And as for the issue with the save game, like I said, try to figure out what kind of save game names you have and if the save game is there and stuff like that. Try to debug that. Or do that, yeah. Okay. But I still need to fix stuff on my bot here. I recently created a bot. There's a few joined before I was talking about that. And there's still a few things that I need to change on it. It's kind of the interface I have with kind of a chat log here and bot log. But I still need to add a lot more things. I wanted to do a few admin buttons here, something like ban and so on. Yeah, let's have a look. Where did you post it? Oh, posted it here. Okay. Let's have a look at that. Oh, I think there's a better site for stuff like that. Is it Unreal? Was it Blueprint? There was a site where you could post Blueprint, and it would show up as Blueprint. But I don't remember what it was called. Damn it. Yeah, I'm not sure what it was called, but yeah, I know that it's there, but didn't want to do that at the moment, so I need to scroll down and then come on. It's a lot of stuff. Wait. Copy that. Oh, I could have just did some raw. No. Okay, let's see what we get with that. Oh, get input settings. That's good that we have something like that. Then get action mappings by name. Okay, yeah, that looks nice. Okay, those are your variables that you need to set up for those. What are those variables? Are those just kind of type? Are they? Oh, the input key selector object reference. Okay, so those are my if I'm in the right. Oh, where am I? I'm in a completely wrong blueprint here. I should be in here. Those are these here. Basically, so I need to name those properly, and then I can change them here. Okay. Okay. That's good to know. Yeah, okay, those are not in here. And now we need the targets. Oh, damn it. Okay, but I know the idea of it. So let's just disconnect those. Can I do this now? Okay. Oh, I have access mappings in my setup here. I'm using WASD and gamepad, as well as left and right. So I need those access mappings as well. I think I can figure the rest out here. Just need to name those properly and set everything up the way it's supposed to be. For some reason I stopped this options menu at some point and didn't look at it afterwards. Okay. It's the time. Okay. Do you want to have a look at the bot that I created, or do you want me to try to get this to work? Because I'm not quite sure what I want to do now. I mean, adding stuff to the bot could be quite interesting. Even though in some cases it's just changing text and kind of add new commands in here and stuff like that, but would also something that you could do in the stream, so okay. I don't have a problem with shooters. I have a problem with only multiplayer shooters because I'm not a competitive person at heart. So I like shooters with a good story and good motivations, or shooters that are completely over the top that are just fun to play, but most of them are single player. Haven't played Titanfall because Titanfall is mostly multiplayer, as far as I remember. I can imagine because Titanfall is a game that has a lot of verticality where you can jump, run up walls, and then also use those mechs to traverse levels and stuff like that. So could be interesting, yeah. I think I want to jump into the bot because it's a bit more interesting for me, and it's just something that I have done the whole weekend, and my head is still in that bot design. So I'm kind of focused on that. We'll definitely get back to this here at a later date. So let's save all. And let's add a bit to the bot. So let's disconnect that. And close it down. Okay, so the first thing that I noticed is the kind of greet command that this is still the wrong thing in here, so we want that to be removed. And then let's see, do I have... Okay. Will do. Okay, so how do I do that? So, don't think I need to get the message. Even though now I need to figure out who the message is for. So, let's see. So this should be an empty string now. After that, then we want some kind of string here for the message. And it reminds me, for this here, I also need to do message. Trim. And yeah, let's just do trim. Does it have anything put in there? No. Just the white spaces, and that should be fine. You can do the same here. So we need some kind of message. Let's just do... And then we have another version. We are greeting a specific person in chat. So then we have the greet here and greet param here. So here we just need one of those, because we have only one other parameter in here. So let's see if that works. Let's connect the bot. There he is. And let's see if that's doing what it's supposed to do.
Apollyon 6K greets everyone in chat.
There we go.
Apollyon 6K greets at Manga Games.
Not sure, maybe we need to remove the at in there for the text-to-speech. But can someone else try this and see if it works for them?
Student Corpus greets everyone in chat.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. So,
Student Corpus greets at Apollyon 6K.
yeah. Awesome. I mean, this can be quite annoying at some point, but we will see. Let's disconnect here, and then I want to add something else to this, which is a thing that I also added to the inventory system in the game. So let's see if that works. So it's a random number generator. Okay, so what do I have? A random bool. I mean, it's not that. You can also do just Can we? No. Let's see. Twitchbot random? No, that's not what I want. So it's not the type. Okay, so I don't think it works like that. So, what did I do here? Let's see. Inventory. Wait, is that the inventory component? Okay. A lot of double stuff in there. Read book, handle misc. Don't remember where I'm doing that. Is the use consumable? No. No, that's not in here. That is strange. Okay. So let's have a look at something here. Item table. Flip. That's the action name. But it's a use action, so use item. And I must do this get feedback text. Oh yeah, I'm doing that in here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, here I just have a random bool that I can assign. And then I'm doing crown or head. But apparently I can't do that here. Let's try to find something like that. Okay, here we have something. So we have a random. We do next. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So I would need to do. Here we take 0 as our lowest, 2 as our highest. Then we would get so let's put that here. Yeah, in this case you would get true if it's 0 and false if it's 1. And if flip is true, then our message is we need no, let's put our message down here. Let's do something else here. So get a string. What? No. Then you want to figure out who tossed the coin. So in this case, we go to chat message and display name of the person who typed in the command. And then we need to set it to true so that we get the message printed out. Let's see if that works. So as soon as the bot joins, it should be available. Okay, there we have the bot. And let's see if that works. Yep. Okay, now we have a coin that we can flip. And we can also do something a bit more crazy than that. Because in the end, I want to teach that bot to roll dice. And let's start with that. But for that, we need to kind of take apart the string that we are typing in. So we basically need to do something like this. Okay, so our command is roll. And here I want to remove the roll. Even though, yeah, we need that because we need to figure out what kind of die we rolled. So now we need to kind of break that string apart. So we trimmed it, and now we need to take it apart. For that we need to let's see. Message dot split. We can split it on a plus, we can split it on a minus. But we can also multiply and stuff like that. So we can also have different dice. So let's split this string once at D, so that we have everything that's before the D gives us the amount of rolls we need to do, and then have the rest. So split is splitting that into substrings. Okay, so that gives us an array. Good. So we need to take the string array, okay, now we have those. And the first element, so our substrings 0 should be the amount of rolls we need to do. So let's give this another name. Or let's just do an int here. Parse int or int parse. Even though we only need that if we, so let's set this to 1, and if substrings 0, Haven't done C# in a while, so I might need to look up a few things. And I might have moved this over to Science and Technology, no longer Unreal, because I'm not doing Unreal at the moment. Let's see. Not sure if this is nullable. Then our mode I would like that. Then we need to take apart the second half of it. Okay, but that. Oh, nice. Awesome. Oh, okay, so int is passed is nullable. Or we can just set this up here and just do it there and check if mod is null. Save game appear on the client for multiplayer game by default. I'm not sure how save games work over network stuff, but I think they're client side only. At least how I'm doing them, I think. But you might need to look into that and see if they're replicated or not and stuff like that. So I have no experience with multiplayer games in Unreal, so not sure. Yeah, I think they might be able to help you. Okay, I just found something that we can use. Okay, we can also use convert and 2 int 33. But it still doesn't check if it's null. So before we do that, we do something else. So the biggest problem is we are splitting it at the D. So if I'm typing in, so on top we have the message roll to D20 plus 5. Here we have 2 D20 plus 5. Because we replaced the roll with an empty string and trimmed away that. Here we should have two and then 20 plus 5. If I'm always using that specific format, then it works. And if I'm always using plus, it also works. So basically for this, we need to see if it contains a plus or a minus and then work accordingly. But we could also have the issue that we have something like this. And in that case, it would be like this, and here we would have only this one. There would be only one. Alright, so we can check the length. That's can we check the yeah, we should be able to check the length. If that is bigger than 1, we want to break this apart. What's going on here? Okay. Yeah, like I said, I don't have experience with that, so. Why is that? Okay, so now we have this, which we need up here. And declare this one. So if our substrings has more than one element, then we can convert the first part into our multiplier. A Twitch chatbot is a program that runs on the Twitch chat, and you can give it specific commands and stuff like that. Let me just save this and see if this works for the moment. Then I can show you what this Twitch bot can do. So at the moment it's not connected, but if I click on connect, then you get that message that the bot walks into chat. That's kind of the connection message that I gave it. And now I have the option to type in commands like time or block, something that I prepared before, or the flip command that I created earlier. Or even stuff like this. And it can also help me kind of keep track of what's happening in chat. And I can also add more buttons to it to kind of ban specific people. So if I click on this, then I have a button ban or promote or whatever, then I can do stuff with it. But I haven't set up this part yet because I'm still adding commands and playing around with that part. Yeah, you can do that as well. The interesting thing is if you kind of create a kind of green background for the game you have, or have it only use up a small portion of the screen or something like that, then you can create really interesting games. For instance, one streamer I'm following from time to time, he has a game for kind of a pixel art game where kind of adventurers go into dungeons and slay monsters. You don't have really control over it, but you can unlock specific skins and can assist other people when they are in the dungeon by sending potions to them and stuff like that. You can do a lot of stuff. He wrote that game in Unity, I think, and he has it as his kind of overlay on his stream. It's quite interesting what you can do with stuff like this, and it's using similar aspects of that. It's chat commands and a bit more because he's also doing the overlay stuff, visual stuff, and representation of that. But you control it with chat commands. I think he's streaming at the moment. Let me check. We can have a look at that. Let's see. Is he streaming now? No, he isn't. Oh no, it's Monday. He's streaming tomorrow. Tomorrow evening he's streaming, and then you can check it out if you want. It's double check that. See, I have it in here somewhere. This is kind of the document he has for his game, so those are the commands you can type in. You have different kingdoms you're in, and there are different pop-ups that go in there. There's also different skins you can unlock. Let's see, do we have a screenshot of the whole thing? I'm not sure. Yeah, no, there are no more screenshots here, I think. But that's the name of the streamer. And he should be online tomorrow. Let's disconnect this one again. Let's close it. And let's figure out this. So in this case, we have our multiplier now. And this is what we have left from that. So the next thing that we need to do is take that apart. So let's see. Let's do another string array here. Let's have this first, and then we need to check if the substring 1 or substrings at index 1 contains a specific symbol so that we can split it apart there. So let's start with this. So if substrings 1 contains a plus, then we split that apart at the plus. And if it contains a minus, we split it apart there. And if it doesn't contain any of that, then this is our this is our max value. So we need another thing here. So we need another integer. So dice max. And then we have our add here, which be 0. by default. Okay, so if it doesn't contain a plus or a minus, then by this logic at the moment, we are thinking it's just one number. Which means, I mean, I could also just pass other stuff, but let's see. I could also do a switch and go through different options there. But let's just say it's only plus and minus for the moment. Then we get our dice max as our past. That in this case, we do something similar. Now we add the substub string to this, and this is that one. And we also do our add here for the second part. Do the same here, but to make it a bit easier, I'm multiplying that by -1. So that this is a negative value and we can just add it together, and then it's easier to work with later. Okay, once all that is done, we are creating this. So we want and result. Then we have we need dice. next 0. Wait, no, 1 and 20 or whatever we have there. So that would be our dice max. But I think it would be our dice max plus 1. Yeah. Because I think it's not including the maximum. We can try it without first and then see if that works. So we have our dice. And now we our result as our multi times dice No, we need to do this differently because I don't want to multiply the same result every time. I want to roll more than once. So this is basically our dice roll here. And then I want to do that more than once. So I basically need to multi is 1. Then we do this. Else we do something else. Then here we do a 4. And 0. E is multi, then I plus plus. And here we get the result plus equals this. result equals dice plus at. In this case, and here we have result plus equal at. So in the end of that, we should have a result that we can just print out. So let's see. We only need this one, so let's okay, so our message will be string is this parameter. So we rolled that, and in this case we do have message as this basically, or this. So we can use message here. So wrote message and got result. Let's see if that works. Let's connect the bot and let's see what we get. I got 4. Okay. Okay, so now we get an error here because I don't have the multiplier there. So this here didn't help much. Oh. Okay, what do we have here? That's... okay. So in this case, it's still splitting that up, but we get an empty string here. So we need to catch that here. So we want it to not equal this, and then we can do that. So let's try that again. Okay. Let's try this with something simpler. Okay, so I'm only getting one, which means I need to add to the dice max. So let's disconnect again and fix that. So where do we have that? Hello, how are you? So here we need to have the +1. And here as well. I'm good. I'm at the moment working on a Twitch bot, but I'm still working on the project, and I was adding a few more cliff pieces here earlier. But I kind of got tired of that and wanted to work on the Twitch bot because that's more interesting. But it's moving slowly but surely, moving in some direction. Not sure if it's the right direction, but it's moving. That's that's for sure. So let's see if we can roll some dice here. Not really. It's just that I need to find something a bit more interesting. And at the moment, that Twitch bot is a bit more interesting than the game. But once I'm kind of over that excitement for the bot I created, I should be back working on the game. But now I am able to roll dice in my chat room if I wanted to. Yeah. If it's one thing that I have, it's persistence. I'm kind of sticking to things that I'm starting at some point and try to finish those. But I just need to figure out something interesting that kind of keeps me and kind of pushes me forward a bit more than what I'm doing at the moment for the project, for the game. So, because everything that I tried AI wise was a bit too complicated. I could completely rework the AI, but I'm not sure if that's a good idea. I was looking through different stuff that I could find. I'm sure. Do I have that? No, it's not there. Yeah, I was looking at stuff like utility AI, but then I found that there is kind of a behavior tree node that we can use that kind of does the same. And I might need to look into that to kind of fix a lot of the issues that I have with my system at the moment, and then kind of rework the AI from that point. But for the moment, I'm doing silly stuff like create chatbots that can do stuff like this. Or this.
Apollyon 6K greets at Switchmark.
So really silly stuff that's not needed. I think I need to remove the ad in that command, but yeah.
Apollyon 6K greets everyone in chat.
The only problem is that this command could be abused in some areas, so I'm not sure if I will kind of only have it for moderators or stuff like that. Yeah, I think you need the player controller. Even I have a player controller for my stuff, so even though it's a single player game. Yeah, I have this player controller here, but I'm just using it to play music in the background. Not doing anything more with it, but it was a good place for that somehow, and that's why I put it here. But I could also move a bit of stuff that's on the on the player character into the controller. But like I said, I'm not sure what I need to do for multiplayer stuff. If you specifically need the player controller or not. Okay. Funny thing is, I wanted to do less today, but I got a bit overtime because I was playing with the bot. I need to stop because I'm really exhausted now and need to get up early in the morning. So I should be back tomorrow and hopefully figure out something to do here. Sorry about that. And then we can do that. So figure it out. Let's see. But let's see who's online and who we can raid. Let's have a look. Live channels of people I know. Oh, Dan is online, but he's doing food and drink stuff, so nothing like that. We do have First Crimson or Lana. People that I follow at the moment. It's online. Let's go to First Crimson. Because I think he's doing Unreal development as well. Let's just rate him. So let's go offline here. And then rate. So I'll be back tomorrow and we are rating someone in a moment. But I'm saying bye-bye.
I like to straight up take my computer and just go